Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's for 3 X's cause he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're raw, what you getting in? Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, it's a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You can call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go!
Can't hear me. Well, we are live, people. Welcome back to Perfect Plex Talk Radio right here on Unpopular Views Wrestling Channel, people. I am your host, one of them for this evening. I am the great, the tribal chief, the people's champ, Hangman Knoxxx. That's right, baby. I spell it with 3 X's because, frankly, if you don't like her saying, you got to call her mama. You got to call her queen. You got to say, turn over, let me smack that thing. If you don't spell it with 3 X's, then you're not hardcore people. I am all those things I say I am. And damn, I say all these beautiful things because I'm a beautiful person. Then he has on this beautiful ass shirt, and all I want to talk about is this damn t-shirt he got on. Whitney Houston, rest in peace. Welcome to the program, my co-host. Tell him who the hell you is.
I mean, I only have a Whitney Houston shirt because I couldn't find a Mariah Carey shirt. So let's not get that twisted. But it is your boy, Z is Solid, a.k.a. Mr. Dice Man Holla, a.k.a. Mr. Big Champ in the chat.
Oh, is that?
For those not in the know, a.k.a. the Incomparable, a.k.a. Shang Tsung. This debate shit. You come for me. Your soul is mine. A.k.a. everyone's favorite,
Daddy?
Your mama's favorite daddy.
That's just so offensive.
Let's go.
That's so offensive.
All right. Well, everything's offensive today.
It is. That's the world we live in.
I'm
sorry. I don't like your shirt.
I watched this thing that came up today on TNA's Facebook page, and it said Scott Steiner hates fat people. And I swear to beans, it was about 3.5 minutes of him just calling Samoa Joe all types of fat bastards. I swear to beans. I said this definitely was 10 years ago because today he could have done that. He could no somebody
that's
would.
the problem, though.
They get mad. They get look how they acting. How Kingston got body shamed. Right, and Samoa Joe was getting body shamed for a good 2 years by Scott Steiner himself.
I body shamed the shit out of freaking Keith Lee, so it's okay. All right, come after me.
Yeah, but it's not on national television.
Okay. How you doing this weekend, man? Listen, here's the problem you and I have. I'm gonna air out our dirty laundry on air. Well, actually, you got clean.
Why are you always doing this when I don't know nothing about this?
That's the funnest part about the whole thing. We sit in a party all day talking, and ain't one say what we gonna do about this show. But we here today to get this shit on and crack a lacking. Oh God, I'm getting kissed on air. Wow, I hope y'all didn't see her boobies in the screen. That'd be cool.
No, it blurred.
It blurred.
It
Good.
blurred like a dirty porno.
The nightmare is here. The nightmare of what there, Rock? What are you the nightmare?
What up, Rocky?
You don't want that 2K-ish. And you can't come after the God. That's him over there, not me. And
you know what? Don't nobody. I'm not talking shit in no goddamn 2K for a while. Nobody. I'm not talking shit about no damn 2K.
Shout out to Wrestling Hit Factor Radio for always holding me down as well. Shout out to my man King Von Jr. 720 Backstage, the Victorious Ones podcast. If you ain't listening to it, then damn it, your ears is dead and you get your ears infected. All right. So listen, we got a lot. I haven't said this in a while, Dice. It's in a while. It's like my favorite word, bro. A smorgasbord of wrestling to talk about today. Listen, for those who don't know, 7th grade, okay? 7th grade trip's always a big trip. You got to go to high school and all that good stuff. We went to a restaurant and it had...
Wait, you had high school in 8th grade?
Well, no. Well, in those two, you have elementary school is through 6, and then 7th, 8th, and 9th is middle school, and then 10th, 11th, 12th is high school. Yeah, it's strange.
You never had an intermediate school.
I don't know what that even means. When you say intermediate,
Intermediate school around here. An intermediate
school
around here is like 4th and 5th. It's like pre-middle school.
No, so again, and
So
again, that's different.
Everything pre is to get you ready for what you're about to do. So elementary is pre-intermediate. Intermediate is pre-middle. Middle is pre-high.
That's just slower. That's why it's called slower lower.
No, that's not. That's not why they call it slow.
That's not in Wilmington. That's not in Newcastle. That's not in Newark. That's not in Philadelphia and places where I lived. That's not. I mean, but again, in all fairness, that's districts things. Different districts do different things. And I'm a big fan of Apple-McCormick School District, which I don't think y'all are part of that, but y'all are down there in Sussex County, right? That's Sussex County School District. Yeah, still a good school district. What is it? Here it is. But going on, it depends. For me, middle school was 7th and 8th, right? Okay, but so you're right. Now I didn't even say 9th. It was 7th and 8th was middle school, but in Chicago, when I transferred from Philadelphia back to Chicago. Right, they had a class trip, and they had all you can eat. I was like, oh, and they call it a smorgasbord, so that's why I call thing a smorgasbord of wrestling. And yes, shout out to Queen Elizabeth. She has
she got her shot. She got her shout outs
over and over.
Be good.
Hey,
she got a whole channel on Sirius XM.
Listen,
right she got a whole fucking channel.
She
got playing nothing but Adele and Elton John. We're good. We're fucking good now.
No Madonna. She's big in the UK. Shit. There you go. Shout out to the queen, man. The greatest women's wrestler of all time, Charlotte Flair. Ooh, that was a good one. Thinking about queens. Oh, you brought it out of me, Vaughn. It was early. It was early. Oh, God, I got you backstage. Boy, you got me sweating. I don't know if I want the water. I don't know if I want the water or I want the drink. I don't know which one I want. But today, Dice, we got a lot to talk about. Damn it, Shawn.
Look at it says Daddy Sippy Cup.
Oh, well, I like that. That's cool. Yeah. That's cool right there. A lot to talk about today, Dice, man. A lot to talk about on the show. We got I want to bring back fantasy warfare. For those who have been around Perfect Plex Talk Radio for a while now.
First of all, before he starts to get into this, I'm letting everybody know over here in the comments, I was not for this. So my argument is null and void. I'm giving you. He tried to suck me in. Is what he tried to do. Whoa. He tried to. No. I am not with this shit. I'm not with this at all. Because he tried to sucker me in.
First and foremost, it's not about who's right or who's wrong. It's just and everybody. Let me bring it back to the table. So. Back in the Wrestling Summit days, we had on which has now become the Perfect Belt Kings page. We had fantasy warfare. So I had like one. We had like 8. We had Seth Rollins versus Eddie Guerrero. You know what I mean? And so today, I just wanted to bring it back. So the first 2 names in my mind were my favorite and one of your favorites. So that's all it really was. I wanted to, and I respect AJ Styles, and it's going to be AJ Styles versus the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And I thought this is a great way to bring back fantasy warfare because I think both equally have equal good fitting. Shawn just gets the benefit of the doubt for a lot of wrestling fans because of the era in which he was a part of. But I think their careers really, truly parallel each other, minus the tag team division of professional wrestling, meaning where they started to where they became to where they are, which is where Shawn ended to where AJ is still ascending. All right. There was a point when I didn't call him the phenomenal one. Okay. I will never disrespect that man and what he's done in that ring and what he can do that he doesn't get credit for, beat up John Cena and things like that. Okay. So we're going to talk about fantasy warfare today and bringing that back. But also this past week in professional wrestling, a lot of shit hit the fan, Dice, man. But Z, I don't want you to be silent, which you never hears, by the way. Okay. The Elite versus CM Punk. And here's my issue with that, right? Here's why I want to put some light on that subject, because as you see right here, third-party investigation into CM Punk versus the Elite backstage event. What I've done, what I've let the people do, what's easy for us all to do is to compare, is to choose a side. And I choose for once, which I've already kind of staked my claim on where I felt about Phil Brooks in this, but then I had a chance to sit back and relax because this is the show for the intelligent wrestling fan, Dice. And that was, why do we have to pick? Who are we picking? Do you pick? Do you think you have a right to pick? Do you think one is right, one is wrong?
Pick. You absolutely pick. In the war of Jay-Z versus Nas, you had to choose one. Ja Rule versus 50 Cent. You had to choose one. You got
Ja Rule.
50 Cent, Rick Ross. You had to choose one. Knoxxx versus Dipset. You have to choose. It's what we do. It's Eagles or Cowboys. It's what we do. It's what we do. It doesn't matter.
Did somebody say the Cowboys take that damn shirt off?
The Cowboys.
So we're gonna talk about that as well. Did I beat you to the punch? I see you got that right, but you always make fun of me for not using something, and I thought I did some. On my lunch break.
Because I did that because I know that this hasn't been the only conversation, so it's very easy to Google that. So
I didn't. Well, this is me from what you say.
I know.
I'm not, okay.
I know,
right.
but
I ain't know because you be talking that shit as if I ain't got 14 years, 3K plus episodes. Don't be lazy. Well, listen. Sometimes I'll be real with you. Sometimes after 14 years, lazy. Every single Monday, dog. No, it just gets tired of talking about wrestling every time. So sometimes I like the energy that you bring and make me
this
work.
This is why you have to limit the wrestling talk through the week to other people.
That's why I. Listen, you're new to this. I've been true to this. Now leave me alone.
Oh no, listen.
I don't talk about wrestling. I got to talk about it on Monday.
If I said it before, I'm not going to say it through the whole week. It's like
annoying.
If I watch Undisputed for Monday's episode, I'm not going to watch Monday's Undisputed on a Friday just to see what I just saw. No, so I'm not going to say the same thing I just said. They be doing that shit too. They be doing that shit too.
But you're gonna pick tonight the Elite versus CM Punk. Okay. Do you choose again where you stand? I'm serious with that about where you stand. Well, we know.
Are we starting with that, or it's my favorite shits? That's my favorite shit right now.
Raw, SmackDown, the return of one Braun Strowman, which I think we're in the party together. I hated on it from the beginning. I will tell you all why I hated on it from the beginning, and it's nothing to do with Braun Strowman. It's where they.
It has everything to do. Yeah, I'm fine.
It's where they put him, and we'll bring that up, okay? And I'm gonna get your and then again, look at that right there. To me, the MVP of SmackDown, not Roman Reigns, because it's all his show. Sorry, Rock, he took over SmackDown. It's no longer called the SmackDown Hotel. It's the Tribal Chief's house. Okay, I said that. Come at me, Rocky. But actually, anything you do, Rock, will help us out a lot. Should we treat? Tell us we're fucking stupid. It don't matter. We're going to get some plugs from that shit. Okay? Unpopular review. Come on, Rock, at us. Okay? But Sami Zayn is that guy. So let's go ahead and start with what is the biggest talk in pro wrestling. And that is the Elite versus CM Punk. And this backstage fight. And I'm going to ask you this, DJ, and tie in 2 words or 2 sweet.
You was about to call me Rob again. I'm about to tired of this shit.
Well, again, I call my kids different names. Now I know why my grandmother would call me Johnny, and I'm clearly Michael. Okay, that's Alzheimer's. Okay, I'm getting old here. All right. This fight happened. Do you think it's a work? Do you think it's all this stood up publicity from what WWE has done? And do you think it's working? And whose side do you take in this Elite versus CM Punk fiasco?
No, I don't think that this is the work at all. There's multiple wrestling personalities who can tell you that this isn't a work. And I'm on the side of the Elite. CM Punk is becoming what everybody said that he is, which is a selfish fucking prick. I no longer care.
What's he already those things?
No, it's coming to the light that he is. Okay. I don't care about CM Punk. Because honestly, was the CM Punk signing worth it for AEW? You got a buzz for a couple of months. Was it worth it?
He got 1 billion
You're
views.
Still in the same.
It got 1 billion views.
Same fucking. Are we really in the age of pro wrestling where we're looking at views? We don't care about views in pro wrestling. Want to know why? Because it doesn't fucking matter. This isn't Spotify streaming. It don't fucking matter. Like the fact of the matter is, CM Punk is a selfish son of a bitch, and he's handcuffed this company. Now, he's not the same CM Punk from Pipe Bomb days. Let it go. It's over with. You can't play. Like Bill Murray, like my man Bill Murray got told on Space Jam. It's over with. You can't play. He cannot fucking wrestle anymore. He cannot fucking go. The only thing that he should be doing is putting talent over, and he's still the selfish CM Punk from 2013 and 12 that Triple H was talking about, and Triple H looks like a fucking genius. He looks like a fucking genius. So, no, he's in the Elite and Hangman, whether you know what if what he said was true about Colt Cabana, we don't know. We don't know what that man's bank account looks like. However, if Mike is my guy, and I tell anybody this, if Mike is my guy, and you talking shit about my guy, I will stop you and let you know it's not no Mike Knoxxx slander over here. Not while I'm here, because that's my guy, right? But if they want to keep going, I'm just letting you know I'm not part of this conversation. And that's how it should be with your friends. However, Colt Cabana, if he has no relationship with Colt Cabana, there's no need for him to even discuss it. There's no need for him to even discuss it. He's a non-motherfucking factor who got moved to Ring of Honor. He's not even in your vicinity.
I'm sorry, just call
so
him,
why
did you just call him Samoa Joe?
So why do you even need to bring him up?
Joe.
CM Punk does stuff that's unnecessary.
He's not even with Ring of Honor.
he's the definition of extra. CM Punk is Dylon right now. CM Punk is Dylon for making a band.
Dylon,
it's all about Dylon, and Dylon. Hey,
five times Dylon.
They asked this motherfucker CM Punk, who's your greatest tag team of all time? CM Punk and CM Punk. 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 It's all about him. And he has, what's the best wrestling fucking match that he's put on in a fucking year? Not naming the MJF stuff because it had more emotion than match.
You said one part. Okay. I don't want to retort what you said necessarily. All right.
But I agree with closing.
I agree. Okay.
In closing, though, closing,
yes,
he put Tony Khan in a fucking ridiculous position. Ridiculous. And now Tony Khan, looks like what I said that he's always been, is a fucking mark with money.
I want you to fire me, you fucking mark.
He's a fucking fanboy who's rich, and he can't even control his fucking people. Now, if they had this same type of stuff, do you think Triple H would have stopped whoever was sitting there talking and be like, you know what, no comment on that? And that's what Tony should have did. But yet, he's been back there hand jobbing CM Punk for so long that CM Punk runs his company.
I'm sorry, you saying this man here giving hand jobs?
I'm putting that on my gaming streams. That's the best.
Listen, I already added it to mine, just so you know. Listen, again, I don't mean to retort, because I really honestly agree with like 75% of the shit you said. It's the stuff you said about Punk's, what he's done for AEW. Because he's done a lot for AEW. He's done an awful lot for AEW. The names like Punk, like Jericho put them on the map with Cody Rhodes, the Elite underneath of that. But I think it goes in that order. It was Jericho, it was Cody, it was the Elite. Those are like, I mean, as far as wrestling stars are concerned, not what they've done behind scenes, just wrestling stars. That's the order. It's Jericho's the biggest guy in that company. Okay. Cody Rhodes, truth be told, Moxley third. Okay. And then the Elite. Just being honest, from my professional opinion. I've only been doing this for 2 fucking years. Too long. I still think Punk may not have it physically in the ring, but what he did with Moxley recently shows you that Punk still has it on that microphone. The problem with CM Punk is the problem with every professional wrestler who's been at the top of the mountaintop gets, if you will, so to speak, and that's they get the big head. They get the pressure of being the one at the top. You always hear about how Shawn Michaels couldn't handle the pressure. You hear that all the time. Shawn couldn't handle the pressure. CM Punk doesn't seem like he was able to handle the pressure. And we all know from Jay-Z told you.
No, you mean the guy who's all about himself can't handle the pressure?
No, he can't. You know why? Because the
guy who wanted his where are my ice cream bars?
First of all, you still want them some bitches, and so do I. Okay. All right. It was a comment that somebody put. Okay, here it was from Todd. And them Raiders lost yesterday to my man's Boat Gang or Don't Hang. Okay, by the way. I think it's a truer statement. It's just like the Will Smith smack. I didn't mind the fact that he smacked motherfucking Chris Rock. If you're talking about his woman, I admire the shit. 2 problems with that situation. His wife should have stopped his punk ass. And B, he shouldn't have did it on the Oscars. And that's why you saw people grabbing him backstage saying, "Yo, Will, wrong place, wrong place."
No, any other time, he could have did that shit. He could have did that shit on the Oscars.
TV. Exactly.
He could have did the shit on the Oscars if it was produced by a white person. But it was produced, it was a black run show at that point.
All
it was
that
a black host, it was a black producer, it was black writers,
all that.
Black was everywhere.
All that. Oh, I'm
black was everywhere.
And he just too many damn times.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than.
Sorry, every time you say it. But back to my point, okay, is that I agree with that statement. At the scrum, no. Where Tony Khan made his mistake at, besides being on the booger sugar, yeah, you're high. Clearly, you're fucking snorting something, okay, was to let it go on. Because wrestlers are going to be wrestlers. Emotions are going to be emotions. Hell, we've done it. I've gone to enough fights live on air to know emotions are emotions. Okay, the difference here is that we're not getting paid millions of dollars to be professionals. Okay, we try, but if he pisses me off or I piss him off and insert spot face KME, any other person that's been a part of this show, we're gonna say fuck you. Okay, that's just how it is. And after the show is over, as men, we have a drink. Mine's empty right now, so he drinks his daddy's sippy cup, and that happens. So the thing is this about Colt Cabana and CM Punk, and I said this on every fucking show we do on Unpopular Review, okay, is he 50 cents him. When 50 Cent aired out the conversation with Young Buck about loaning the money and how he sunned him, and I said this before, what Hangman Page said in his promo against CM Punk went over the cuckoo's nest, and CM Punk put more gasoline on that fire than anything that a Hangman Page had said. And that became the problem. CM Punk doesn't have it anymore. He needs to just retire. And I would disagree with that.
Yes.
In so many levels. When we say don't have it, let's be real. Chris Jericho in the ring doesn't have it anymore. No one's calling for his retirement. And I would beg to say they're both in the same.
Because Jericho can still fucking entertain. CM Punk is not entertaining.
But that's a matter of opinion. And the record sales, being an album, we're talking about this hip-hop shit, right? But the sales of sellout stadiums and t-shirts say differently. And that's where I need fans, as they're intelligent as you guys are, to understand that. That's all that matters in wrestling is the numbers.
This doesn't matter in this aspect to me, because
it always matters.
Hold on. You want to know why?
Hold on 1 second. Blind tap before you go. Whether it matters to you or not, that's fair and that's honorable. But what matters to you, what matters to me, what matters to Vaughn backstage, and the people who are listening, thank you. Follow, like, subscribe, and share on every social media platform you have. It doesn't matter, because are you buying merchandise? Are you going to events? Are you paying for pay-per-views? Are you committed to their product and putting money in their seats? That's the facts. It doesn't matter what I think about the product, although we're sitting here talking about the product. The only thing that matters is he has given them multiple billion-dollar buys. And he's selling out wherever you see the moniker CM Punk, they're sold out. But the question goes further than that. He's kind of screwed them also, right, guys? Right? Because now he's suspended. Now the Elite are suspended for sticking up for their boys. So I think you should see Dice is diplomatic, which is weird because he's not.
But I'm still ratchet. I still get ratchet.
Right. But say how he said, you're not going to talk about my boy. I'm the opposite, right? They come in a party, we be playing the game, and they say punk ass, blah, 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 blah. And Dice go, oh, God damn, there go Mike. He left feet already. I go ham. Right? So the Elite went ham. You're not going to talk about our boy like that. We're going to beat your ass, Punk, and you by yourself. I wonder, did Punk fight 4 people by himself? Because so he's actually a bad motherfucker.
Him and Ace Steel. He had Ace Steel with him.
Ace Steel ain't shit. He got worse than
he trained him. He trained him, so he must be the shit. But you said something. It doesn't matter. T-shirt sales, they don't matter.
Okay.
They don't matter. The merchandise sales, they don't matter. And they don't matter for the simple fact of the matter is they are a variable in a science experiment, right? Like everybody knows science, but there's always a variable in science, right? And the variable is what is the thing that has changed? The thing that has changed is the evolution of pro wrestling. The thing that has stayed constant is CM Punk is still a douche. However, he is not forever, right? He's not forever. And he came back to give fans something, whatever, right? But he still thinks that he's CM Punk from 2012.
I can guarantee
he is more so a nostalgic factor for AEW. Now people want to talk about WWE.
I agree with that.
And how they bring back all these part-timers, right? They bring back part-timers always just the money grab for Crown Jewel. Right? Like they bring back Goldberg for Crown Jewel. I can guarantee you the Goldberg merchandise when he comes back, and then promotes him through Crown Jewel, I guarantee you it probably is equal or as much as CM Punk for a whole fucking year.
Well, we're comparing apples to oranges as far as companies are concerned. So
no.
Their records are different than what I guarantee he's the top seller in AEW. I know that for a fact that he's the top T-shirt seller in AEW.
Of course, it's pro wrestling fucking tees. It's one avenue. It's one avenue.
Well, WWE only has one avenue. That's WWE.
WWE has Amazon. They have eBay. They have Fabletics. Well, Fanatics. So they have three different avenues. Right, and this is not even mentioning. This is not even mentioning the off brands. It's not even mentioning the off-brand stuff that they have because everybody makes ghost accounts. If you're not familiar, every company makes ghost accounts and they sell their products for much cheaper. Don't believe me? Look at eBay and then look at the seller's address. Look at the seller's address and where they're shipping it from. It's still the same place. This is how you bargain shop, people. And right now, AEW is bargain shopping CM Punk for all the fucking all the fuck that he has right now. They're going to use CM Punk because at this point, CM Punk has been using them. Who has he elevated since he's been back?
The company.
Has he elevated the company? Because we're still looking for that next star.
I know you want to speak what you don't want to admit to not being your truth, but the fact is, sales do matter. Okay, so I agree with what you're saying underneath the surface. What we're speaking about, I want you to put your business hats on.
What sales matter? So what sales matter?
The pay-per-views they wasn't getting, the sellout places they wasn't getting.
But okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this real quick. If I tell you that I have the best wrestler on the cards, in Kurt Angle, but I have the best character on the card. Who and people who are fans of AEW because it's pro wrestling, but they're literally only tuning in because Punk is speaking.
So how does he blame Carr for this? Please come back on Wednesday night for BDSR Networks and on Thursday night for Z is Silent show.
Oh no, listen. Carr got he got pressured at Khalil Mack.
Yeah, I get that, but that's a great defense though. It ain't like he went against like the fucking Lions talking about my birds. See what I'm saying? So it's just saying.
I don't even talk about them bitches. They cost me money.
First of all, fuck you.
It's okay because they was one of many teams. 49ers did too. But in closing about CM Punk, right? If you tell me that there's a guy who's the best wrestler in the company and there's a guy who's the best entertainer in the company, and you're supposed to be a wrestling company, right? You're not sports entertainment, and that's the dig that Chris Jericho does. Like that's what makes his character so great is because he's playing off of the moniker of sports entertainer from where he left. No, right?
I get that.
But the best wrestler.
You're trying to make it seem like as if I don't understand what you're saying about what he does. No.
I'm not talking. Okay, because
that's not what I'm saying. Okay,
I'm not talking to you.
I'm saying that conversation. So I got confused.
I'm saying that sales do not matter to kids. You know who sales matter to? The marks that's in their basement.
See, that's the part I've been trying to teach for 14 years. It doesn't. My kids do not move the fucking needle. Me buying merchandise for my kids move the needle. The kids can say what the fuck they want to say.
But if they don't tell you they like somebody in AEW, you won't buy the shit.
Okay, my point is they don't know nobody from AEW. You know my kids watching AEW. The people in the WWE hate.
AEW is
when
the mark
when
company.
they see CM
If
Punk,
you
they
are
go, oh,
if you are a
CM Punk
go
AEW.
hard for AEW, if you are a go hard for AEW, I'm going to consider you a mark. That's just what it is.
Wow.
It's just what it is.
That's not me, by the way. I'm just,
you can add the fuck out of me because there is nothing
y'all are
else.
also wrong. If
Hey,
you
remember those
opera,
Kevin Nash click jokes?
That were funny.
Every time CM Punk keep coming to the ring, snap,
click, snap. You got that. You got that. Clip that shit. 30-minute mark. Listen, dude, good shit. That was good. That's such good shit. Okay. Do you like opera?
I don't understand opera, but
Okay.
I understand the sequencing of music. So I respect opera.
But
I respect all music.
Are you listening to opera?
If it was anything that was in Empire when Tiana had to do that song, yes. But I'm not going to go. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you I have any fucking.
No, I'm talking about the hip opera with
Spotify.
Beyonce naming it too much a great movie, by the way.
I'm not going to tell you I have any opera on my Spotify.
Okay, so my point I'm trying to convey before we get out of here on this subject is opera is one of the top selling music genres in the history of music and still continues today.
Yes, because rich white folk.
But
primarily, I'm not being racist.
Pays for wrestling
primarily rich white folk.
Money has no color, race, gender, or anything. It's all green. I know that people, and I'm saying you, get mad when I say that, but it's the facts. And I know that they go, Mike, everything y'all are saying, everything, but he can't go and he's not entertaining because that's subjective. And that's the biggest word we use around the world that we've introduced to the world is subjectivity. Everything else I agree with. I do think he's a world-class douchebag. I do think he did the wrong thing. I do think he went into business for himself. I just don't think, but I do think he's still entertaining because he's in the news. And we all know that no heat is the worst heat. He's getting good heat. He gets bad heat. That's what I was going to say. We're going to move on. In the history of professional wrestling, I guarantee you a name you would never forget is CM Punk. Not saying you're going to like him or for any reason why the name is remembered. That's not my point. This isn't a Chris Benoit situation. That's a name you will forever remember. You will forever remember the name CM Punk and what he did between these companies. That's the fact.
Todd, I'm going to disagree with you. And if you tell me that Kurt Angle is going to wrestle on any card, I will take.
100% he's right.
I will take Kurt Angle over any fucking great character. Period.
You're not going to. That's the point. That's the problem.
The thing is.
Hold up. God damn! I said his name.
Hold up. The thing is.
I quit. It's your show. I just said Hogan.
The thing is finding the balance between the wrestler and the character. And somehow a guy who fell into professional wrestling and Kurt Angle was able to fall into being a character in acting, right? And he's now had he's had some of the greatest character renditions that we've ever seen in professional wrestling, right? And a guy like The Rock, who was just athletic, nice, okay wrestler, better character. And he lived the character. Like right now, we are witnessing Roman Reigns, who the big dog of the yard, not really. But the tribal chief, that shit is gold. 100 times over. It is gold. And there is no ifs, ands, buts about it. But that character in the tribal chief is selling. There's no bloodline, Usos. Listen, Solo Sikoa about to get that money. Sami Zayn's been getting that money. Paul Heyman is getting that money. That is a character that you want. But for me personally, I am not seeing how CM Punk character is developing to the point where it's elevating the brand of shit. I'm about to call that shit CW. That's my dog in the background, those Gil. Dog. She didn't think I saw her.
No, she didn't think I saw her. You told on her.
But my point is, you want to know what CM Punk, you want to know CM Punk's legacy is going to live on. You want to know why it's going to live on? Because you have a great value CM Punk who can't wrestle right now. All people do is bust nuts over his character. Can you decide who I'm talking about?
But you say that.
Can you decide who I'm talking about? Because I'm about to piss people off right now. MJF cannot fucking wrestle, and he can't live off of fucking pissing fans off so much longer. He's 26 years old. Learn how to wrestle, bro. Learn how to wrestle.
And see, this is where you have, without even knowing you're a part of it, it's like those horrible church members. King Bono, I'm talking about, because he goes to church every single Sunday. It's the CME members, the Christmas, Mother Day, and Easter members. You got 1 foot in the universe of being a professional wrestling fan, and you got 1 foot inside of the entertainment wrestling world. Because you're my friend. You're one of my closest friends. We talk every day. But the worst part about our relationship is that what I say falls on deaf doors. Because what I'm saying here is facts. You don't want anybody to think what your fact or your opinion does not matter. And here's the truth of the matter. For life, I have taught you from day one. I have taught over 14 million listens. Wrestling is storyline. It doesn't matter how fucking good you wrestle. No one's going to remember you. It doesn't. What made Kurt Angle was, yes, you can consider him, and I would consider him inside the squared circle from technical wrestling standpoints, the greatest wrestler of all time. But he will never be HH. He will never be The Rock. He will never be Stone Cold. He will never be HBK. He will never be The Undertaker. He will never even be bigger than Chris Jericho, because the character, which was great and all that it accomplished, like the Bible, it doesn't matter. It wasn't a better character. What you people have to understand, you watch Marvel. I'm watching Cobra Kai. We like Empire. Insert anything you love that's not fucking real. It's a comic book. And if it doesn't appeal to you, if the character is shit, it doesn't matter how good Daniel Garcia wrestles. And damn, what a match that was on Wednesday night, by the way.
Wait, hold up. Why don't it matter how good he wrestles? This is
because
this
no
is
one's
the equivalent
let me tell you. I'll let you go for a while. It doesn't matter how good you wrestle, because, yes, let me just put this perspective for you, because I think y'all take a lot of things out of context. Wrestling matters. Absolutely, wrestling matters. It's what engages you after the character. It's what makes you say that person either is a badass or that person sucks, right? I fell in love with Nikita Koloff because he was a badass. He clotheslined him. Oh, he hurt him. But the Russian character, the Macho Man, could wrestle in the ring, smooth poetry in motion, but he had, Elizabeth. All that came with it. HH couldn't wrestle worth a shit versus someone like the Great Muta, but he's had a good match versus the Great Muta because his character of hawking up is what got that crowd hype and what sold out WrestleMania 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and everything we got to this day. Because I get it, wrestling should matter, but it doesn't carry the company.
Did you just say Hulk Hogan single-handedly sold out WrestleMania?
No,
is that what I just heard from you?
Well, I've said from day one, without him, there is no professional wrestling as we know it today. I've said that he's the biggest heel. He's the biggest face of all time.
A trailblazer is fine. That's okay. But we're not going to sit here and act like greatness cannot be surpassed. That is the problem with society and records and rankings.
That's why you still think that Whitney Houston is not better than Mariah Carey. It's all subjective. What's not subjective is the green. Why don't you get that through your big old, what's the head of your peace sign? It doesn't matter what you or I like. It doesn't matter what you or I like. Because what you like is what you like. I'm gonna hop on 1 foot. But what do you like? I like what you like. It doesn't matter what you like.
It's pretty evident if you want to, because you're doing what you do, and you try to throw shots. And my personal preference in Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. Hold on, you try to throw a shot, and you can Google this. You can Google this, and they had it on Drink Champs.
You said shots.
They had it on Drink Champs, and everybody always says Mariah or Whitney, and a lot of people are talking about it's Mariah. So it's not just my fandom. It's the fact that I know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to this music. When it comes to this music, I know what I'm talking about. However, the simple fact of the matter is, when it comes to greatness, everything can be surpassed. Like it or not. Like it or not, because it hasn't been proven. It hasn't been proven, right? However,
No, you're right though.
This is unpopular. This is unpopular opinion.
Just know that,
and I'm going to piss some rap fans off.
Before you go,
I'm going to piss rap fans off.
Say that.
Biggie has been surpassed.
You're crazy.
Has been surpassed.
You're crazy. Wahoo!
They have.
Wahoo!
They have.
Wahoo!
Insert any name that you want. Jay-Z.
Don't you dare say 2 Chainz.
I ain't saying no goddamn 2 Chainz. I'm
Don't
smarter
you
than
dare
that.
say Migos.
I'm smarter than that. But
don't you say Future.
The simple fact of the matter is a guy you're not going to tell me somebody that put out two albums has more longevity than somebody who put out 13, 14, 15 albums? Are you mean to say
that's again, it's all subjective. It's all subjective.
I'm not nuts. I'm not nuts. What I'm speaking is the thing that everybody is going off of, and that's what the trends, and that's what the times. You are afraid to be different. But if you break it down, how many meaningful lyrics did Biggie have in the span of 2 albums?
I can name them all.
Now, how many did Jay-Z? Jay-Z inspired 2 decades of a generation. While he was in the same generation as Biggie Smalls. I'm not an idiot. I know what the hell I'm talking about. And I know that I say this shit and it pisses you guys off, but it's literally my truth. And if you dig deep in the crates of what I'm saying, you will admit that I'm right. And I'm not trying to be right. I'm just trying to prove my point. Greatness can be surpassed. It can be surpassed with what we see today. If we're talking about wrestling, what we see today, why can't somebody like a Seth Rollins surpass a Bret Hart, a Shawn Michaels, a Mr. Perfect, any technical performer? Why can't he surpass that?
I'm gonna tell you, although you are 100% true, anybody can be surpassed. I'm gonna tell you why it's hard to have people be surpassed in the verbiage and the debates, because it's all subjective. That's the word of the year. That's the word of the decade. Right? Subjectivity. Right? Somebody out there think Thor: Love and Thunder was a great movie. My kids didn't like it too much. Right?
At one point in time, your ass was on the corner doing the fucking WAP. I said a hip, hop, a hibbit, a hibbit to the hip. You probably thought that shit was fire. I bet you thought that shit was fire. You look like a motherfucker that thought that shit was fire. You look like it.
I can get up right now and do the Roger Rabbit. Can you do the Roger Rabbit?
First of all, I can barely spell Roger Rabbit. Next thing.
First of all, you way smarter than that. I don't even care because I can't spell. And I can spell Roger Rabbit.
But I'm just saying, at some point in time,
why is it still on the
there's a threshold. there's a line. There's a line that gets crossed, right? When I hear that Joe Montana was great, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't witness Joe Montana, but I've only seen clips, right? At some point in time, I've witnessed John Elway. Okay. I witnessed the late John Elway in his last run.
That didn't count. He won
with the Broncos. I just remember him getting spun around when he went to drive and he dove into the end zone. Yeah. One of the most iconic football moments ever.
Yes, there is.
Right? But I know that because of watching documentaries and what history
tells us. That's how I learned about Muhammad Ali more.
That's what we learned about Shawn Michaels through the greats that are wrestling today and through what history has told us, right? But if somebody tells you today, and they just started watching wrestling in the 2000s, the early 2000s, and somebody says Shawn Michaels is the greatest ever, and they go back and watch the matches that we wrestling aficionados clamor about, they might look at that and think that
that's not our word. We say bust a nut. We say bust a nut.
It's not for me, right? Because they at that point in time, looking at it from the 2000s, there's nothing else that Tom Brady can do.
No, there's not.
Those guys have already said that he's the greatest. So when your contemporaries hail you as great or surpassing them, there's nothing else that a fan can say to me.
No.
And my point to sway me. Just like how you say Bret Hart told you, you know what the fuck you talking about, and nobody can sway you. Even though I'm gonna tell you fucking crazy on some of the shit you say, but you're gonna tell me Bret Hart told me I know what the fuck I'm talking about. No, that's cool. So once you have that reassurance,
because Bret Hart said you know your shit, Mike Knoxxx.
Yeah, but he got dementia or something like that. He got kicked in the head too many times too. He got kicked too many times. He got
CTE like JR. Okay, Action Bronson's the greatest hip hop artist out today.
Oh God,
Can
this
you
is
do me a
great.
favor? Because I like to call people out on air. Why is your cousin texting me talking about when we start the league invites? The Discord, my brother.
First of all, why you not even watching the show? If you was watching the show, then you would know that we busy right now. You know what? He
Has
deserves
the insights to do it.
And fantasy warfare is coming up. But real fast, get through it. So the AEW titles were stripped of CM Punk. That's up for a tournament. Okay.
Listen, my guy came on the screen and he was like this. Oh, my bad. Wrong one. Give it me.
I'm trying to, what did you do? Stop. There it is.
My man was like this. he was like, there's going to be a trios tournament and there's going to be a Grand Slam tournament for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Like, he was tweaking. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna call him a marker in that aspect because he's really the realest motherfucking owners. If you're gonna snort some coke and then go on live TV and talk about your product, that's cool. Do your fuck fizzle. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're human, you're human. I like that in people that in my favorites of things. Like, right? This is why some football players just pop out to us as our favorites because they appear to be human. I don't think people like the superstar aspect of football players and their favorite wrestlers. They like the human side of their favorites.
So
Wednesday, and I think that's important.
Wednesday, he came out all coked up, and there's a tournament. That was one of the best matches that we've seen in AEW history on AEW Dynamite, that is anyway. And that was between Hangman Page and the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. They said,
but we knew the outcome.
Champions. We knew the outcome, absolutely, because we know.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the bracket,
yeah,
I said this is strictly made for Jericho, the BCC and the Jericho Appreciation Society. It's made for them, and this is what we're at.
This company that people love so much, right? Talk about that all these belts matter from all these. This is called the Tournament of Champions. They name every belt, but he's a 6-time WWE champion. One day they put WWE.
But no, he didn't say WWE. He said world champion.
I know.
Right?
I
See,
know.
look at verbiage.
I know.
But we know where the champion from.
That's what I'm saying, because technically
we know where the champion from.
They have to say that because he wasn't a world champion.
One-time AEW world champion and world tag team champion, but 6-time world champion. In what division though?
Yeah, what division?
In what division though?
So outcome winner in a really good match. Really good storytelling match. But again, we knew the outcome, and that's professional. Oh, watch this. I bet he kick him moment. Moving on, Daniel Bryan to go face CM Punk. What do you think about them having this tournament? And the trios champion that was crowned and winner was the Death Triangle on the match. Speaking of, I saw somebody call Eddie Guerrero the greatest.
They can call him the greatest Mexican wrestler, the most influential, but I don't even think he's that anymore because
he's not even the most influential. I think Rey Mysterio is the most influential.
Rey Mysterio, yes, Rey Mysterio. They're the same. They're the same time. The thing is, they mentioned Rey Mysterio. They mentioned Juice Guerrero before they mentioned Eddie Guerrero. It just means that Eddie was on a higher platform. It's like how I was telling you AJ Styles was so great and you couldn't see it because you weren't, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have the eyes or you don't have the ears to something until it's presented in front of you.
You said what? Who wasn't so great?
AJ Styles. Remember, I was telling you AJ Styles. We've been knowing each other for like what, 7 years now?
Yeah, but I knew AJ Styles was great before I knew you, though. I just didn't like
him. But you didn't think that he was that guy, and I've been trying to tell you he was that fucking guy.
Yeah, well, you can eat an egg. Go ahead.
He was that guy. But
it has to be Bryan Danielson.
I think it has to be Bryan because everybody else has won it. Everybody else has won it, but Bryan, he will defeat his purpose of coming to AEW if he does not win.
There it is.
I think at one point he has to do it. And I think that this is the year. This is the year, or this is the moment. This is the moment. Whether this is not even they're not calling this an interim championship, right?
No,
am I right?
No, they're not. They're not.
This is the actual championship.
I'll tell you right now who's going to win this tournament. Because no matter who they get to pick to win it, they still got to bow down to the tribal chief.
Oh, God.
Okay. We're going to take a break, y'all. We'll be right back here on Unpopular Review. We got other shows on the network, more than just professional wrestling. We got everything. Make sure you check out these shows that are coming up on UPRE this week. All right. We'll be right back.
Bobby Boucher was a lonely boy.
Everybody else got friend, Mama. I just want some too.
You don't have what they call the social skills.
Only joy was his job.
I'm a water boy.
Until one day,
Must be something wrong with his medulla oblongata.
he discovered his special gift. Now,
Play football for this team.
the world will feel his pain. The Water Boy.
If you want to fight this man, that's your business. But don't pretend this is about your father.
Victor Drago, son of Ivan Drago, who infamously killed Apollo Creed, appeared today to issue a challenge to Adonis Creed.
Don't do this.
I ain't got a choice.
That's the same thing your father said, and he died right here in my hands. That kid was raised in hate. It's dangerous. He broke things in me that ain't never been fixed. It ain't worth it.
If we don't do what we love, then we wouldn't exist.
Yo, it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man. NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
Hello, everybody. Of course, once again, this is King Von Jr. I'm host of the Victorious Points podcast. And of course, for Perfect Plex Talk Radio, I'm going to present you This Week in Wrestling History. Of course, with 9/11, or at least September 11th, 1995, that was the debut of WCW Monday Nitro, which is when Raw and Nitro went head-to-head for the first time for the Monday Night Wars. And of course, in 2001, Raw was supposed to take place in Houston, Texas, but of course, it was canceled because of the tragic events of September 11th. So remember those victims and their families, and they end up doing the episode on September 13th. And of course, on 9/11 2006, the 5-year anniversary, Lillian Garcia sung "America the Beautiful" on the Go Home Raw right before Unforgiven. Of course, on September 11, 2016, AJ Styles defeated Dean Ambrose to win his first WWE Championship at Backlash. Of course, on September 12th was Fall Brawl 8, Clash of Champions 8, Fall Brawl 1989. That's when Fabulous Freebirds defeated the Steiners for WCW titles. Steiners' first tag team title shot, actually. And of course, Unforgiven 2004 on September 12th was when Triple H defeated Randy Orton to regain the World Heavyweight Championship. On September 13th, of course, that was the Raw tribute show for 9/11 as well. And that was in 2001. And of course, Breaking Point 2009 took place on September 13th. And of course, as far as the birthdays, on September 11th, Paul Heyman turned 57. On September 12th, the late great Road Warrior Hawk from Legion of Doom would turn 65. On September 13th, Baron Corbin turns 38. On September 14th, Mad Dog Vachon would turn 93. And of course, on September 15th, Teddy Long turns 75. So that is your weekend wrestling history. Mike Knoxxx, back to you.
Yo, it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man. NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
And Dallas Cowboys suck ass. Go Birds! Why do you think Raw would be better than SmackDown now? I can't hear you saying, Dice. Nothing. Your mic is muted.
All right, Todd, my bad. I'm sorry. You know what? I muted myself during Vaughn shit because I thought I was coughing. But all right, Todd. First and foremost, shout out to you. You've been very active tonight. Even as a Raiders fan, you're like one of the Raiders fans I actually like. I like you. You're very competent. And
we don't like Elvis.
We don't like Elvis. Elvis, where are you at anyway? Go suck some, But I don't think that Raw has been better than SmackDown. I think it's very equal to or one notch under since the Triple H regime. However, SmackDown is, if you want everything rolled in one, right? It's there. SmackDown has your comedy, it has your action, it has your storylines, and it's had all three of those things, even when Vince McMahon was in power, right? But now it's elevated with Triple H's regime. However, Raw is back on par with that, and even NXT to a T, to a certain extent, has been a very entertaining. And I think that Triple H is being very manipulative with the way that he is able to move certain pieces to the NXT brand. Like we got Apollo, and Apollo is really good on NXT. That's not saying he's not good on the main roster, but you strip away the I am Apollo in my family heritage. Strip away that shit. We know that you are whatever you are, African, Ugandan, or whatever, Ugandan, I don't know, Una Nation. And that's fine for his character, right? We don't even know where Commander Aziz is, and where the fuck is Omos and MVP?
Well, MVP did just rumor that they're bringing back the Hurt Business with a new member. And let's get through the week in wrestling real fast if we can. Okay. So Dominic,
I want to know your personal opinion.
Well, hold on. We got Dominic did turn, right?
Which we called months ago, and was it too late though?
Yeah.
Nigerian. Okay. Vaughn, thank you. Nigerian. I kept saying. So is it not? What is? Oh well, no. Kofi is Ghana. Kofi is from Ghana. Okay.
I think SmackDown, to answer Todd's question, I do think Raw has been a better wrestling show, but Raw's always been the best of wrestling show. And SmackDown being on Fox has to be the better entertainment.
But it's 3 hours.
Show. Right. Versus
so
2.
In those 3 hours, at least give
SmackDown is very
2.5 hours of
the end of SmackDown. Oh, we got Solo. I'm gonna call him Solo for 2 after his daddy into the Hurt Business, and the MVP of SmackDown, Sami Zayn to me. The end of that with TikTok, Karrion Kross ending that like they did, choking out Drew McIntyre. And Drew trying to fight through it, I thought was great. Them changing the camera angle was classic WWE television.
When they changed it to black and white, like NWO type shit. Oh,
I got confused for a second. But it was brilliant, right? I think
brilliant.
For what it's worth, AEW this past week, Dynamite and Rampage were brilliant shows. And I thought Raw was pretty good.
Rampage is definitely better than it's been. It kind of, we watch SmackDown and it's like, oh shit, Rampage is on, and you kind of just listen to it more so than watch it.
No, I watch it. I try.
However,
it's the main event.
However, yeah, I love it. It was corny at first, but I love it now, and the fans, the AEW fans,
Mark Henry,
love it. Wow, shit. I'm not good. I got more left in the tank. This was great. Until the fact of the matter is Drew just didn't fucking go out.
No, I like he did
because
it
end. Made him.
He did at the end.
He had it. No, listen, he still didn't go. Go back and watch it. They didn't even. It seems like, and I really hate to get my opinion from other sources, but the more that they brought it up on Busted Open Radio, he was in that for 2 minutes. For 2 minutes, if this sleeper is so strong, if this sleeper is so strong, how come Drew McIntyre didn't get knocked out of it? Like they didn't even put a wrestling graphic up until like the very last second. It was like on for like a second and a half, right? And I felt like that was an issue because
you're spoiled by their production. You're spoiled by their production.
We are very. It's not me. It's we. We are very spoiled by their production.
No, don't say we, because I think how it went off, and I think everything about the end of SmackDown was perfect. No Mr. Perfect involved. I thought the way that Drew McIntyre fought it off to show how strong he was, but it still showed that move and that choke was still stronger than him because how he caught him. I thought that was
really want to acknowledge.
I thought that was very, very good.
I just really want to acknowledge Maxine Dupree's cheeks.
Oh, first of all, she's someone who couldn't be in AEW because she's too pretty. Just saying. They get the better of the chicks. I'm going to say it every single week. You look at the bloodline. That's the line of the women that is in professional wrestling and who has the hottest women. Not saying they're not hot over there, but the hotter is of them, the ESTs of them, are in the WWE.
The thing that separates WWE and AEW, right, is their champions. Their champions have marketability, right? You want to see it on the side of a trailer. You want to see it on a poster hanging on somebody's wall.
Like, I'll just say them. You want Trish Stratus or you want Madison Rayne? Let's just be.
You didn't even name the pretty one out of the beautiful people. You named Madison Rayne.
Well, and if you do name her, outside of the entrance, that's all she had over anybody in WWE.
Listen, either one of them.
I'm just saying. Guess what? You know, I always use a statement, right? Will I kick them out of bed? Then they got kicked out of bed.
It depends on what. Well, it depends on what time it is, but you know what I'm saying. but I mean, you look at the Universal World Heavyweight Champion in Roman Reigns, right?
Right, but yeah,
that's a handsome son of a bitch.
So give me your belt grade real fast.
My belt grade for in the week of wrestling, it's an A+.
I agree.
It's an A+. It was everything that it should have been. Right, we got really good action on every show, and it actually made sense. Right, everything. I think this is one of the rare weeks in wrestling where everything just made sense. And if it didn't, it got you intrigued to look into the next episode of it, which is starting off tonight.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead.
But I will tell you, I have one gripe. I have one gripe with SmackDown, and that is the Fatal 5-Way.
Women's match that was horrible. It was just a bad take.
Because
it was bad matches. To get the one.
If you guys didn't check it, if you guys didn't see it, it was these 5 ladies, right? We got a returning Lacey Evans. They treated her like she was a non-factor.
Nobody.
Natalia was not treated in a good sense. Zia Lee had some good spots. She looked strong. She looked very strong.
But other than that,
I thought that Ronda and Sonya exchange
did a fucking
everything
awesome job
that we were waiting for. This, if you watch Total Divas 4 years ago, this is what Sonya was clamoring for.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to take your thunder. Fuck Total Divas. If you watched the Wrestling Summit, Perfect Plex Talk Radio, when I had Sonya Deville on the show, she talked about this moment. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If Stephen A. Smith every single day can come out and talk about what he did, I'm gonna talk about what I did.
We're not worried about no goddamn Stephen A. Smith, because you know why? Stephen A. Smith didn't even know your fucking roster of the Philadelphia Eagles. He got on there and told people the wrong players was on the fucking Eagles.
Well, we're talking about Sonya Deville and Mike Knoxxx, and we had her. Go check out the tape.
You also had Patrick Clark, but you're not claiming about that, huh? All right. Now, the exchange between Ronda and Sonya was so great. And if you guys don't know, Ronda wasn't the first MMA woman. It was Sonya. And Sonya prided herself on that, right? She prided herself on being that. And the minute that Ronda got signed, they promoted her as first MMA woman. And
because
Sonya sitting there like, what the fuck am I?
Because Sonya never did shit with her career. Like the whole fact of any wrestling fan taking Sonya's side of this debate is asinine. Ronda Rousey.
You want to know why? You want to know why?
Of all time in wrestling and sports entertainment, not named.
But the truth of the matter is,
checking for Sonya and she didn't do shit in the business.
The truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter. They still acknowledge. Okay. So let me ask you this: why the fuck do they still acknowledge Baron Corbin being a bare knuckle fighting champion?
Because there's no other bare knuckle fighter.
Nobody gives a flying shit about Baron Corbin.
First of all, I like Baron Corbin.
But I'm just saying, okay, and I like Sonya Deville, and what she did.
But
just because she didn't make it in UFC, or she didn't get to the UFC, that does not discredit. The fact that she is trained in MMA and she's had an MMA career.
It does.
Bobby Lashley's had an MMA career. Batista's had an MMA career.
Doesn't matter.
CM Punk has had an MMA career. But you know, hold up. But you know who gets acknowledged as having a MMA? You know what? You know, not as much as CM Punk does.
Only in AEW. because they need it. Okay. Again,
well, I mean, in that time, CM Punk was he was there, but
we're talking semantics, okay? And the reason here it is again, it's business over popularity. The most popular female combat fighter of all time is Ronda Rousey. So why would I not put her on the billing that people know her by? It's business 101. But I get your gripe. I interviewed her. I know what you're talking about, but that's where the fight comes from. Sonya's like, hey, fuck that. I did this shit. You gonna forget about fucking me?
If they have a passion for somebody like a Liv Morgan, I need you to keep that same energy for Sonya Deville.
What do you mean, the passion for Liv Morgan?
How I think that Sonya can wrestle better than Liv. It's not much better,
I think
because she still needs to know how to take care of her opponent, because she still has that MMA aspect in her, and it comes out with certain opponents that she knows that can take
Sonya
it.
Deville is miles above Liv Morgan.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying. And that's my point, right? So how can you get behind Sonya? I mean, a Liv, but not behind a Sonya, as she's going against real competition and Ronda.
You know
the
why?
best thing that Sonya did, the best thing that Sonya did up until the co-GM, right, is the storyline she had with Otis and Mandy, and the winner stays and loser goes from WWE, right? And I think the dope thing is, how can we acknowledge we know about Dan Severn, we know about Dan Severn, we know about Ken Shamrock.
But they don't promote him the way they promoted Ken Shamrock, because Shamrock was a bigger star. That's the point.
I mean, I get it.
Popularity matters.
But I think that they even acknowledge Shayna Baszler's MMA background before they acknowledge.
Let's for the benefit of those with flat photography, we got 20 minutes left, and I want to talk about Roman Reigns and what's next for him. Okay, Roman Reigns, and the way that it's built for today's show, right? It's what's next for your tribal chief. I mean, at this point, he's saying, who's out there? Who's left? I know we all claim y'all predicted, but y'all didn't till I said it fucking first. Okay. The Rock is next. There's got to be somebody before then. You have said for a while now, which I did not say, it has to be Cody. How close is Cody from coming back? Is Cody the next best thing for The Rock? I mean, for I said The Rock, for Roman Reigns? Or do we truly need someone like Seth Rollins, who I said is the only person I think could beat him currently on the roster, or just somebody outside the roster, like the biggest free agent still out there, the one who needs creative control, because we said it before, Russo said it. And that's once
fuck Vince Russo. He's on the level of Dave Meltzer at this point, because this motherfucker he wants his job back at WWE so fucking much that he has to be in the fucking blogs every Tuesday talking about shit, talking about I'm not going to tune in to Monday Night Raw this week because Dexter Lumis and Miz. Well, Miz didn't explain why he's not talking about what happened to Dexter Lumis. He's not talking about it because it was fucking traumatic. Do you not see the eyes in this motherfucker when Dexter Lumis comes around?
You know I love bringing reality to our television, to our radio show, right? I reached back out to Vince Russo because I've had him on the show multiple times.
And you get him on the show, I would tell him, fuck him.
No. You know,
I would tell him to say bro all the fucking time.
I would say
like he's
fucking bro myself. You know why I said fucking bro? I'll show you the text messages in here. He said, I don't do free interviews no more. I pay for interviews. Everybody who gets
you ain't famous, bitch.
He's not. I mean,
you ain't no fucking Eric Bischoff, bitch.
Even Virgil charges for an autograph. But my response was, "Oh, that's cool. Get that money, but I'll holler at you next time." Because I don't pay for interviews.
When them times get rough, he'll swing back around.
Be here. I don't pay for interviews. For those who wonder, I know plenty of people who pay for the interviews. Don't think these people are coming to these people's shows for free. They're not the best damn radio network on Unpopular Views, Perfect Plex Talk Radio. They're not the originator, the creator.
Thank you, Jeffrey. He's always negative about something. And every time it pops up on my Google feed, it's so annoying. It's so annoying, and it's so much clickbait because it never says his name anymore. It's like WWE former creative writer says something. I'm like,
It
this
is
can't
always
be
followed
Vince
by
Russo.
that. But answer
This
the
can't
question
be.
though for me. Who's next? I'm gonna say, is it the Fiend? I still think it has to be Bray Wyatt.
I think the
That's
Fiend.
just
I
me.
think the Fiend is the only person that could logically do it.
Has this been fact checked, King Vaughn Jr.? Is that official? I'm not.
Yeah, he's gonna have to check
I
that
have not
because
seen that before.
he has. That Crown Jewel is next month, right? And
November 6th, according to what he's saying. And he's normally right. I'm just saying, have they advertised this?
I don't know. I don't remember seeing it, but this is going to be pretty sad if this is, because he's going to beat Braun Strowman twice.
Braun's not winning those titles. They got to fit those titles up, guys, right? They got to fit those titles up.
I believe that in this sense, you have to have somebody screw him. Somebody has to screw him to take his focus off of the titles, right? And it has to be a Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn or a Seth Rollins. I don't see Cody Rhodes as a manipulative type to get into Roman's head at the point of a Royal Rumble, because at that point of a Royal Rumble, you only have 3 months to prepare. That means you have to get Cody Rhodes to develop this egotistical, maniacal guy who can get in Roman's head, and I don't see that happening. The only people that I can see that happening to is a Seth, not Cody, a Bray, or a Kevin Owens.
Oh, I thought you forgot your boy all of a sudden, Bobby Lashley.
I don't think that Lashley still wants Lesnar again. I think we get that again.
I pray the Lord we get that. How about this right here for moving on purposes? They have to insert the Money in the Bank winner. I didn't say this. I stole this from somebody. I don't remember that person's name, but he wrote, have Austin Theory, who got his name back, running it, and they got to differentiate the titles. You know what I'm saying? They got to say he's challenging for the SmackDown title, right? Because as of right now, it's undisputed Universal Champion, right? But that doesn't mean that at any given time, because wrestling is storyline, they could say, well, he's cashing in his Money in the Bank for the Raw Championship, right? For argument purposes. So it has.
You know what? In a perfect world, it has to be Roman to say, you know what? You're not even worth both my titles. I'll because he's always thought the WWE Championship is beneath the Universal. Remember when Bobby Lashley versus Brock, and he looked at the title and he's like, threw it and laughed. So I believe that it has to be him to give up that title. He gets screwed for his other title, and now, this will get us to WrestleMania.
So who is Roman's favorite dance partner? I say Seth, but that's an easy one.
I say Seth, but however, this is the equivalent to
I'm going to say
Brock and Austin and Brock and Triple H.
I'm going to say Brock Lesnar and Taker is his best 2 opponents because of who they were.
I will go with Seth first. Brock
because they're friends.
Second.
Because of the friendship.
Because of the history, right? So Triple H, the thing that we didn't recognize or acknowledge that much.
They've only fought once one-on-one.
However, they know each other. And I think that rivalry alone let me know everything that I needed to know about the backstory of those two. If I was a first time watcher of WWE, I would have looked at Seth and Roman as if they had Rock and Austin beef, right? And if you talk about somebody like, if you see somebody like The Rock, right, and everybody says Rock versus Austin, Rock versus Austin, Rock versus Austin, Rock versus Austin, let us not forget Rock versus Triple H, Nation versus DX. That was just as great.
No, I think it's better.
Just as great.
From what you've been saying all show, from a wrestling perspective, I think it was better. Entertainment-wise, Rock and Austin is bigger. But in that squared circle, in our minds, right? Like pure wrestling fans, Austin Triple H is better. I mean, Rock Triple H is better, but from a perspective of world domination, Rock and Austin is the biggest thing. So just to end that real quick, we spent a lot of time on CM Punk, which I didn't think we really would. Okay. I want to get to this. No more commercial breaks. Okay. It's not really a debate. Okay. It's not a right or wrong. I know you didn't want this.
The fact that you put Fantasy Warfare, who you got, that lets me know that is a debate now. And I did not want parts of this because I knew that half of the people, or more than half of the people are not on the sides of the phenomenal AJ Styles. I know it. You know it. By God, if I say it, then it's true. By God, that's Denzel from Training Day.
Listen, listen. It's everything we do is a matter of opinion. However, guess what? This match right up here, this could be one of the Triple H, Rock, Austin. I'm going better than that. Shawn Michaels, HBK matchups. It could be. In the ring, I would give the nod slightly to AJ Styles. On the microphone, I think they're about fucking even. What makes Shawn Michaels hover above AJ Styles is the parallels of his career, the building of his career, what put him on that, what took him from the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels from the Rocker days to the one you see there that comes out and poses and praised and thanks God because he went from this.
About the other isn't any good. Oh, I knew he was going to do that. Have the insights to do it.
And don't forget, they still told you. Those are the things that I think parallel him over AJ Styles. But again, this isn't necessarily that kind of a debate, right? Because it depends on, this isn't a who sell more shirts, who sold out more seats. This is in a wrestling match in that squared circle, who wins? It's easy for me to say, well, if the storyline says Shawn Michaels, then it's going to be Shawn Michaels. But I'm going to be honest. In that ring, as a wrestling match, AJ Styles beats Shawn Michaels. And I think HBK is the greatest wrestler of all time. He's my favorite wrestler of all time. But in the squared circle, AJ has a little bit more than me. But one of the things backstage you said was, I don't want no part of this. This is bullshit. The fans are going to say what they're going to say. And I said, well, hold on. Shawn can go. Shawn Michaels is arguably considered the best worker in wrestling history from his peers. That means worker. That means someone who keeps them safe, who can have the show go on, who can do their thug thizzle. Dice, I know you didn't want a part of it, but it's here. You got the phenomenal one. And that, first of all, that AJ Styles, I ain't fuck with that Shawn Michaels.
Are you kidding me?
You give me the, that's like right out of the Bullet Club's AJ Styles. So that storyline,
that's the best AJ.
That storyline AJ's not fuck with that storyline Shawn Michaels. That's the Shawn Michaels from Heaven and Hell versus that
Did he
AJ
succeed?
Styles.
He failed. He failed. He failed. He failed. So he's not that guy.
He kicked out like 5 tombstones.
He's not that guy. But as I have up here, I will say that, so looking at this, right? And he turned it down in 2016, right? And he turned it down because he knew that he wasn't going to be good enough to be the Shawn Michaels that
you can't. Why would he take that match? That's why
you know what I'm saying. Yeah, and it made perfect sense.
Match. Right.
It made perfect sense, right? And he said, I could have had that match. They didn't have an opponent for AJ at WrestleMania. I just wish the young man was here 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. 10 years ago, from 2016 to 06, that's a pretty good 06 Shawn Michaels versus 06 AJ. I would tell you that Shawn Michaels would having slightly. But if you give me 09 2010 AJ versus 09 2010 Shawn Michaels, I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't call it. I couldn't call it, right? Because at that point in time, AJ was. This is when Impact TNA was in the midst of the switch. They were in turmoil of the company with Dixie Carter and Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan. And AJ said he created what I think is his greatest character in the No One But AJ, where he got selfish and he went to Japan. He took the championship to Japan and he evolved his character to he was able to know the extent of what character building is, right? You always reference Little Nate, and I hate it because it made him look like a shill. It made him look like P.D. Williams 2.0.
You know what the purpose of that was for, though? And I didn't know Uncharted was on Netflix, by the way. I'm going to watch that. It was great. I didn't know that. Okay. But that was made because that was the knock on AJ, right?
That he didn't have character. I get it.
That he didn't have character. And to me, in that moment, again, because I say this repeatedly, doesn't matter how great you in that ring is. If you can't sell out shirts and sell out arenas, it does not fucking matter. When I saw this AJ, I didn't think him selling out shirts and stuff, but I was like, okay. I started to notice more, right? And then, of course, once he came, and then when he went to the Bullet Club, I said, okay. But again, getting heat or getting love in New Japan isn't hard to get. I know people say, huh? It's not. Anything anti-WWE gives you that instantly. But he did it. He did a great job at it. And it's what got him the job in WWE. Because they saw what I saw. Okay, boom. And then once he got WWE, well,
hold on. Are you Little Nate got him the job, or are you saying what he did?
I'm saying the Bullet Club, New Japan, got him the job. Little Nate didn't get him shit.
I beg to differ. I definitely seen a lot of reports back in 11 and 12 and 13.
I know for a fact they were not looking at that man until he went to the Bullet Club.
So I know that's your hashtag, but to be honest, your hashtag fails 75% of the time.
Never fails. Never lost. Like LeVar Ball.
That's
you and I, the dirt sheets are wrong 80% of the time, and that's a fucking fact. And I'm not.
Hold up, the math is wrong here. How is the dirt sheets wrong 80% of the time? The depth of dirt sheets is wrong 75% of the time. What? How does that make sense? 75 to 80% of the time, you're telling me depth of dirt sheets is not wrong 75%.
Yes, they are. It's okay. I'll give you 50-50. It's a crapshoot. That's why I say depth of dirt sheets. If they're right, I said it, you said it, fucking Wrestling Doll said it. When they're wrong about certain things, they are completely dead wrong.
This is okay. This is my point, right? Because I remember and I know for a fact, and AJ has spoke about this because they asked him, why did you not jump ship sooner? And he said he wanted to develop his character more. The feelers were already out there from 2011 to 13 when he started to develop the No One character. And at that time, he was working under handshake agreements. Okay. So he could have very well left. Yes, so when you're saying death to dirt sheets, that's not true because he literally said it out of his mouth.
That's not a dirt sheet. That's him. When I say death to dirt sheets, that means every wrestling
he said it at that time.
Sportpedia.
He said it at that point.
He said that out that point of time. I give them way more than anybody else, but no. Okay, but that's not a dirt sheet. That's him. That's
I didn't say that.
Okay, no, you actually did just say that. But come on,
I said the reports
kind of proved me wrong without proving what the conversation is.
No, you're not going to shut me down like that because I said the reports were, and the reports came directly from the horse's mouth.
Right, but
it's AJ Styles.
But that's not when I say depth of dirt sheets. That's them saying, "Hey, tonight on Raw."
That's the genius.
A hashtag dirt to dirt sheets. You can't see what I say. A hashtag dirt to dirt sheets is saying that tonight Sasha Banks are going to show up. That's a depth of dirt sheets. They don't know. But if AJ
I didn't say a dirt sheet, I said a report. A report came from anybody. Okay. So, however, if anybody from the NBA, NFL, whatever it be,
Gotcha.
If they speak directly to the player
That's
and
a
their
source.
report is what they heard directly from the player, that is a report,
yelling for no
not a
reason.
dirt sheet.
You're yelling
I
for no-
gave you the
I didn't say
verbiage
that, though.
of a dirt sheet.
I didn't say that. Okay, I used the
That's
verb.
what
the
you're
dirt
saying
sheet.
I said.
I used the verb. You said that at first and you fixed it, but it's okay. We
No,
can move
I
on. It's
said
not-
reports.
It's nowhere near that serious, bro. Okay, the reports which came
You're
from
right.
AJ
All
Styles.
right, Mike. All
said
right.
that.
No,
So
you,
AJ
no,
Styles
because
is
you're
right.
trying to do what you always try to do and shut me down, and it's not going to happen.
No, you.
I don't give a damn about depth of dirt sheets. I know what I read and I know what I heard on documentaries from that man's mouth.
Okay,
so just because you don't believe in anything that you read on the internet, but the first thing that you want to say is send me the link.
That's a completely different thing. Is what you don't. You're getting.
That's not. It's not,
tipsy,
Mike.
I'm tipsy. You're tipsy. I'm not going to argue with you live on air every week.
I'm not tipsy.
Okay. Well, what I'm trying to say is that I didn't say that.
You're trying to dismiss me.
No.
All right. It's your show. It's your show.
That's not what I'm saying.
It's your show.
100%. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not dismissing you. Okay. You're wrong because you're drunk. So don't come back. Don't do what you got to do. I don't care. Okay. I really don't. But I didn't say that. What I said to you was, if that's a report from him, then yes, that's a report. I don't believe in what people write on their internet and say what's factual and what's not factual. That's the point of the matter. So with that being said, okay, y'all can tune in again every single week. 6 minutes left. I know that, Vaughn. Thank you very much. This was also dope on SmackDown this past week. We didn't get a chance to speak about that because the Imperium versus the Brutes is just, listen, they can let this go for another month and it's going to be great. Okay. Tonight on Raw, what will we get? That's also the bigger question. What will Triple H have in store? Will it be what the dirt sheets say, as they've been saying for 3 weeks, that we get the ladies back tonight? Or have they come out officially and say they've been re-signed? There's the difference, people. Understand, pick it up, write it down, flip it, rub it down. Let me know wherever it takes. And the winner is, as always, Mike Knoxxx. So with that being said, guys, do me a favor. Do not wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me and don't love God, y'all. We out of here, y'all. Fingers.
Yeah. Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's because he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're raw, what you getting in? Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, this a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You could call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go!
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing.